Varanasi is one of the oldest continually inhabited cities in the world, with artifacts dating back to 1800 BCE. However, it is probably most well known for its unique rituals surrounding death, more specifically its cremation ceremonies along the Ganges River, and the mystical agori that cover themselves in ashes and even consume the remains of cremated bodies. You may know her from my previous India videos, but I decided to meet up with my friend Susan again to explore this incredibly unique city to see what we could learn in 72 hours. I arrived in Varanasi early in the morning and I waited at a cafe for a few hours before Susan got there, and I ended up having the most Indian first experience ever. Then, when Susan finally arrived, we decided to go see the main attraction, the Ganges River. Hey cows! Don't step on the tail. Coming down to see the river for the first time. It's actually so pretty. This was my first time seeing the Ganges River since 2 years ago when I went to Rishikesh. And honestly, I had heard a lot of bad things about how dirty and polluted the river was. However, it was not as bad as I was expecting. I don't think I would ever swim in it still, personally, but it was still very pretty. For those who don't know, rivers and other bodies of water play an important role in Hinduism. Similar to Christian baptism, Hindus perform sacred washings and believe that bathing in the Ganges River can wash away your sins, especially during specific festivals. And we just happened to be here during the largest human gathering in the world, the Kumbh Mela. This festival only happens once every 12 years, and this year is known as the Maha, which only happens once every 144 years. So, over the 40-day festival, around 450 million visitors were expected to come to Prayagraj, which is only a 2-hour drive from Varanasi. So because Varanasi is also a holy city, many of those religious pilgrims also take advantage of the opportunity to visit here as well. So, when we decided to start trying to walk around, it was okay at first, but quickly got a bit out of control. But that's part of what I love about India. It makes you feel alive. Like one of the craziest markets I've been in for a long time. I keep getting lost. There's so many people. It's like a Thursday afternoon and there's so many people out. It's crazy. As we continued walking through the streets with our Nepalese friend Navaraj, we were stopped countless times to take photos, as is pretty common in this part of the world, before we finally stopped to get one of my favorite snacks.
Oh, we're gonna try Pani Puri, and the cart looks like this. So first, you squeeze the lemon, put the lemon in there.
Take one of these guys. They put some of the potatoes and cilantro, and they dip it in the water.
Oh, okay, so what? Oh, okay, it's very small.
Yeah, they give you like 6 of them.
Okay, perfect. So it's like a small thing, then the water goes in, and then it looks like that. There you go.
Got some Pani Puri?
Yeah, you can eat it already.
It's spicy. It's good. Delicious. You got another one? So that was like the cheapest Pani Puri I've ever had. It was 4 pieces for 5 rupees. It was crazy. It's probably okay. Just follow the people. There we go, just hang on. This is wild. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Now I understand how people die in stampedes. That's crazy. One of the craziest things about India is just like the sheer number of people. Like there's no place you can go, at least in northern India, most of northern India, there's no place you can go without like just having tons of people. Varanasi is crazy, obviously, and it's also during Kumbh Mela, and so there's even more people here than normal, but it's pretty crazy. As we were wandering around, we were trying to find something called Malaiyo, which is a famous dessert from Varanasi. However, we soon found out that it is only available in the winter, so we ended up getting a similar version of it that was still available. Okay, I think we're getting down to like where they have the Burning Ghats. There's like tons of wood everywhere. Very interesting. Oh, got all the wood here. As I said earlier, Varanasi is known for its unique cremation ceremonies that happen along the Ganges River. First, they typically wrap the body in colorful cloth and bring it down to the river where they wash it. Then they lay the body on these specific areas where they perform special ceremonies and walk around the body before they cremate it using sandalwood so there isn't a bad smell. It's an extremely interesting ritual that I would recommend everyone come see, but I'd also like to remind you that it is still a funeral and the family of the person being burned will be there, so please try to be as respectful as possible. They do it too, also. Yeah, it's like, is he the one? There's always like an Agori person here that's like kind of watching and like... I also think it's interesting that there's only male Agoris.
Yeah.
You know? It'd be interesting if there were female Agoris too.
I'm out of breath.
These stairs are killing us.
Yeah. Yeah, but it would be super interesting. I wonder why they aren't.
Yeah, sexism.
It is.
You could be the first female Agori.
Oh yeah, do you see me sitting here completely in white? No. Wait, I messed up.
Good morning, everybody. Today we're doing a full day tour here in Varanasi with Get Your Guide, and so we're up early today. It's 7:30. Super beautiful. The light is really nice right now, and lots of people going out about their daily stuff. We have to walk across this other boat. Let's get on a different boat. The boat is India colors.
India colors, yeah.
Today's tour will include a boat ride down the Ganges River, a visit to Banaras Hindu University, the largest university in all of Asia, and a trip to Sarnath, where the Buddha famously gave his very first sermon. So now we're in front of one of the ghats. A ghat means like a bathing place, and only 2 of them they do cremations at. I thought it was more, but apparently they have bodies burning 24/7. The Ganges River is one of those places that lights a fire deep in your soul and makes you feel alive. The early morning fog on the water, the thousands of people frantically going about their complex and unique lives, the feel of the gentle breeze on your face, the determination of pilgrims completing a once-in-a-lifetime spiritual journey, the gentle hum of the boat engine, the tears and emotions of family members watching their loved ones being cremated, the palpable contrast between the hustle and bustle on the shore and the calmness and quiet on the water. As humans, we are naturally drawn to lakes, rivers, and waterfalls, probably because for so long our survival was linked to living along the water. So even though water is more accessible than ever, there is still a tangible feeling of connection from being on the river or from standing under a waterfall. So we took this opportunity to really connect with the world around us and try to capture even just a fraction of its beauty. Okay, so we just finished the boat ride and now we are heading to BH University. We're gonna get some breakfast and then see some cool temples. We are now walking around BHU, Banaras Hindu University. It's one of the most famous universities in Asia, and it's actually the largest university in Asia by area. It's more than 4,000 acres if you include the main campus and the south campus. We drove for like 15 minutes and we're only halfway through, so like we're right in the middle now. I'm gonna go visit some of the temples which are actually on the campus, which is kind of fun. Now at the Sri Vishwanath Mandir, and it's this huge beautiful temple in the middle of the university. Have to take our shoes off. Free feet pics. So they're doing some Sanskrit chanting. Nava knows some Sanskrit. Oh yeah! So we are now in Sarnath, and this place right here is the first place where Buddha first met with his disciples. Buddha is originally born in Nepal, but then he met his 5 original disciples here, and then he walked about 1 kilometer down the way here, where we're gonna go, before he gave his first sermon.
He got the first sermon of his 5 disciples. So when Buddha came here, there was nothing but dense forest. So he gave first sermon in the forest.
I'm trying to video you. What are you doing? Wow. So the Buddha was alive in like the 6th century BC, and then they built this thing to memorialize him in the 3rd century, I think is what they said. So like 300 years later, they found out that this is where he first taught his sermon, and they built this big stupa to remember him. So now we're at another Buddha statue. It's actually very interesting. They rebuilt this one as a replica of the one of the one that was bombed in Afghanistan in 2001. You have something okay with you?
Yeah.
Get off me. So, yeah, so it's a huge Buddha statue is built. Oh my gosh.
Let's try this again.
We are at a big Buddha shrine that's right across from that Buddha temple where Buddha gave his first ever sermon. And they rebuilt a replica of the giant Buddha statue that was bombed in Afghanistan in 2001. And it's right here.
Ta-da!
And it's 80 feet tall.
80 feet tall
Which is
because
like
Buddha turned 80,
25 meters.
Yeah.
Something
Crazy.
like that.
Crazy.
So it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. And this is Buddha as well? Wow.
They're saying is Buddha was actually Hindu. And so a lot of people in India think that Hinduism and Buddhism is the same thing. And Buddhism is just like a way of life that Buddha invented to follow Hinduism better.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. But it's also very interesting because we've also been learning about Emperor Ashoka, who built the first big stupa where Buddha gave his first sermon. And he's also famous for the Ashoka chakra, which is this wheel with 24 spokes to symbolize that like time is always going. So 24 hours in a day. And so it's actually the same chakra that's on the center of the Indian flag. For our final day, we decided to do one last boat ride at sunrise because we loved the first one so much. I don't think I've ever seen so many people up and about at 5 a.m. in my entire life. There were literally already thousands, if not tens of thousands of people swarming the Ghats to bathe in the Ganges River or waiting in line to go into the temples, and it was truly one of the most beautiful sunrises of my life. So you know why there's so many homeless people here?
No, thank you.
It's because it's a big, important religious pilgrimage site. So this is
Yeah.
what I asked the tour guide yesterday.
Okay.
And he said, yeah, because a lot of people, when they come to do the pilgrimage,
Yeah.
it's required for them to do like good works or acts of service. And so homeless people know that they'll get more money
And
from
more
all
help
the
here.
pilgrims who are coming for religious purposes, because the religious people have to
Wow.
do some kind of a offering to complete the trip, kind of a thing.
That's so interesting. Look at the cow there. And then here you see someone burning the fire and a lot of people sleeping. Here someone is start to sell everything.
Then, unfortunately, Susan and I both got sick from the Pani Puri, so we relaxed for a few hours and then went to take one final walk along the Ganges before leaving the next morning.
how I see Nava. Always on the phone. Always a phone man.
I think as humans, we are way too quick to label things we've never seen before as weird or strange, instead of trying harder to understand them. I believe that the vast majority of hatred and racism and conflict are the result of ignorance, of people assuming things about others instead of getting to know them and trying to learn about their religions and cultures. Even though I personally don't want to become an Agori, I can appreciate their faith and self-denial in an attempt to draw closer to God, the same way I can appreciate Catholic nuns or Buddhist monks. By seeing and experiencing open cremations along the river, I can understand more about how humans deal with death and grief. And if we all put a little more effort into trying to understand each other, we'd realize that we're all a lot more similar than you might think.